Hello, everybody, and thank you once again for joining me in Call of Duty World at War. I'm actually recording this episode the day that the first episode of this series is actually going up on YouTube. I actually recorded all of this stuff over the weekend, around, I think it was like Friday or Saturday or something like that. It's been a couple of days since I've been able to do an upload because I'm fairly certain my internet service provider really didn't like the fact that I was uploading. I don't know, I didn't even do the math, but it was like 6 gigabytes per episode for a half-hour episode, so like 12 gigs for the hour episodes, and I've done 22 episodes of this series already. In terms of what's been uploaded, I still have I had 4 World at War episodes, so 23, including the first episode of World at War, which is already up. I have then 3 more ready to go, plus this one, so 4 more total episodes of that. So, yeah, I've been uploading a crap ton of content for this series, and I think my ISP was just kind of like, what the hell is this guy doing? We're going to throttle that speed back down to 0. Like, it took probably 3 hours to upload the final episode of Modern Warfare 3. And while it was doing that, my upload speed was shit, my download speed was shit, just everything just went to shit. So hopefully just kind of pacing the uploads a little more and not uploading like 4 episodes in a day and, you know, killing my ISP, things should go a little bit better. So today we're going to be doing Ring of Steel and Eviction. I don't remember. I think these are both Russian missions, but honestly, I don't even remember what Ring of Steel is. It's been so long, and I've really not played the end of this game more than once or twice, I think. So we'll see what happens.
With the line with Silov now broken, nothing stands between the Red Army and Berlin. Every day, we carve deeper into German territory. Every day, fear and desperation erode their will. When our train reaches Berlin, they will have nowhere left to hide.
And here we go, the invasion of Berlin.
On your feet! Will tear Berlin to pieces with your bullets, with your bayonets, with your bare hands. Do the same to their wretched soldiers.
Alright, this is that multiplayer level. Are those stuff like regular American 30 caliber machine guns on top of those T-34s? I don't think they had them.
Move up with the tanks! Use them for cover! The bloods are everywhere! Clear everything! More on the upper floor! Stop the bleeding! Quick, stop the bleeding!
That's what I was looking for. God, this thing sounds like such a piece of shit. Take what out? The building? Gonna stay here. But for the most part, I actually do prefer the bolt-action rifles in World War II and World War I type games. At least when it comes to the single player, being able to take your time, aim, and fire is a bit more my speed.
This way! Into the building! Up there! Sergeant! There are survivors! Move, you pigs! Face us, you cowards! Nein! Bitte! Wir geben uns! Bitte! Bitte! Ich bitte Sie!
Ooh, it's like Tiananmen Square. Halt! No, I'm just kidding. He'll just fucking kill me. Chernov as a character always did kind of bug me, though. Like, I get what the idea... Oh, I remember this level now. I remember this street. I literally... I didn't mean to do that. I just happened to be throwing a grenade over.
Split up, you four! Go to the courtyard! The rest of you, clear the street!
There we go. The explosion of red bits is how you know it's working. Or some other fucker decides to take it over right after. Oh! Yeah, that was a dumb plan, but it should have worked. Because it would have been cool. And that is how I judge the success of my plans. Was it cool? does bug me that this game doesn't have proper reloading.
Of nightmares and madness, but only the
For
insane
bolt
would
action
stand
rifles. Like, I keep reloading full stripper
Keep
clips
moving.
instead of just the individual
Keep
rounds that I
killing.
would be
Dimitri,
reloading.
Grab a shotgun. We will be killing at close quarters. This way, up there.
No, I've only got a couple rounds left for that. So. Plus,
Do you hear something? No. That is why I am suspicious. Move carefully, comrade.
oh shit.
Dimitri, get on
I want that.
Use their own weapons against
I think the MP40s have been more common so far. You referred to an MG, I'm not seeing one. Glad I brought that.
Follow me! MG has the hallway covered! Take it out!
Oh no, don't stand there!
Comrades! Our tanks are now advanced!
Oh shit, 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 shit. I love that grenade went off. You have been banned for friendly fire. I know it's not banned, I know that's not the message it gives you, but it's funny because it's functionally what it's doing. Look how the unstoppable T-34 is just rolling through the streets of Germany. We weren't that unstoppable, guys. That man just phased through a tank. That's how the Russians are winning. See, I hate how this keeps happening. They keep, like, leaving these guys behind. Alright. One more mission for today.
Black heart of Berlin. The Fuhrer demands all to shed their last drop of blood in its defense. The old, the young, the weak. If they stand for Germany, they die for Germany. Building by building, room by room, one right at a time.
ready! Töten Sie mich nicht!
He wants mercy.
You do not deserve mercy!
What mercy? You should let to die. Wait. He may help us. He can die for us. Muda!
This is not war! This is murder! This is how you end a war, Chernov! This is madness! Get inside! Stop! Move quietly. Take them by surprise.
Russischen Soldaten rücken immer weiter vor.
Wir sind fast vollständig umsingelt.
Unsere Lage ist aussichtslos.
Ist das, was ich den General erklären sollte?
Das sollte dem General eigentlich selbst klar sein. Es sei denn, er ist genau der Führer.
Room clear!
The PPSH is basically the P90 of its time. Do we have any... Ooh, we do have Car 98s. Nice, I like the Car 98.
Look out! Watch your head! The building is collapsing around us! We're the next one! We must do my duty! They're almost here!
Keep on aside. My comrades show no mercy.
So, I know the game's kind of trying to portray that everybody is monsters, war is hell. You know, because everybody's executing hostages. And at the same time, though, it's like you're kind of supposed to be rooting for the Russians in this particular case, so it's kind of like it's okay because they're doing it. I don't know, I don't want to read too much into the justifications. It's an early Call of Duty game. They didn't really have much in the way of a message for their stories, because they were basically just either a thinly veiled excuse for a modern war. I mean, at this point, like, it was this game and Modern Warfare were the two, you know, modern Call of Duty games, so it was basically thinly veiled modern conflict, or thinly veiled modern conflict, or it was retreading World War II, and, you know, throw a Molotov down here? Alright. If you insist. Oh, shit. I shouldn't have thrown it that way. Sorry. See, the vision, like, pulse wouldn't bother me as much if it didn't come with a associated jerk of your aim point. That is the part that bugs me. Oh. You mean the place I already was at? Sure, it's convenient of them to put a machine gun nest here. And but yeah, just like, this is the thing that bugs me, is like, oh, you're trying to engage an enemy target, but no, you're not going to get to do anything because your aim sight keeps bobbing every time you take a hit. I mean, I get it, it's something of a realistic situation, but at the same time,
Stay low! The smoke can steal your breath. I can barely see.
I don't know, it just bugs me.
Complaining will not help. Just keep low. In Stalingrad, Dmitri and I go through many smoke-filled buildings. Do you hear him complaining?
I'm a silent protagonist. I literally am incapable of complaining. Ooh, I think they're kind of nuts. Frag!
Stay on the ground!
Turn off, you just keep getting in the way, and if I shot you, literally no one would mind. Like, I know that you're all anti-war and stuff, and I respect that. I genuinely, I'm... In reality, I'm very anti-war. At the same time, I really wouldn't want an anti-war person in the army, conscript or not, because they're the ones that don't pull the trigger when you really need them to. Upham, I'm looking at you. If you got that reference, you've seen a great movie. If you didn't, what the fuck is wrong with you? See, like, literally aimed it at his chest and it bumped up to his head, but slightly off to the side, so it did nothing.
We're almost at the street!
Gary Oldman, you're taking a lot of pleasure in that fact, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. And suddenly the soundtrack sounds like it's been stolen from the 2016 Doom game. It is parts of the game like this that really bug me, though, because it's just Nazi whack-a-mole.
MG's up ahead! Dead floor! Keep moving!
Oh, alright, so they literally just insta-gib you. Wait, it drops me back here? Are you fucking... whatever.
MG's up ahead! Dead floor! Keep moving! Make sure they are all dead. Kill them all! Wipe this scum from the streets! Fiona! What is going on?
These men are trying to surrender!
Look around you, Chernov. Do you think these men will be denied their revenge? That comes only two ways. Fast or slow. Dmitri, it is your choice. Chernov, you should learn from Dmitri. He understands the nature of mercy.
So, yeah, no, I'm...
Quickly! Into the metro!
Okay. I had a conversation. I'm sorry for interrupting the episode here, and I think we're probably really close to the end anyways. I just want to point something out. That is the example of a great kind of moral decision in a video game. You have to choose between, do you shoot the prisoners, or do you allow the prisoners to be burned alive? Neither one of those choices is a good choice, but you have to make it. And I had a discussion with on a Discord channel that I'm part of with somebody who was talking about Spec Ops: The Line. A game came out a few years ago, I think 2012-ish, something like that. And it's basically a retelling of the Heart of Darkness / Apocalypse Now story. If you're familiar with it, basically Colonel or something like that in the U.S. Army goes crazy, and you are part of a Special Forces team to get sent in to figure things out and figure out what happened. I won't spoil the ending in case somehow you still haven't played it or care. I haven't actually finished the game. I've just played a decent chunk of it. But the game kind of presents itself as giving you these complex moral choices. And one of the ones that's most frequently brought up is a situation in which you have a white phosphorus mortar. Basically, it's a mortar that fires white phosphorus shells. What white phosphorus is it's essentially an incendiary agent. It was used to create smoke during the Second World War, specifically by tanks against other tanks and positions like that. But the white phosphorus itself basically burned incredibly hot. You couldn't put it out with fire, of course you can't put it out with fire. You couldn't put it out with water or anything like that. If you got white phosphorus on you, it would just eat into you. You had to physically cut it out of you with like a knife or something like that. It was a horrifying weapon. And in Spec Ops: The Line, the game basically gives you a mortar and has you use it against enemy targets, using like an infrared drone feed or something like that. How you have it in post-apocalyptic Dubai, I don't know, but it's what the game gives you. And you drop the mortars, and then you go forward, and it's, oh no, it wasn't just enemy soldiers we bombed, it was a bunch of civilians. We burned all these civilians alive, and it was a horrible thing. And it's just, and to me, like, it sounds like it's almost the same as this, but worse, you killed civilians, but the game doesn't present you with a choice. It literally just puts you on the mortar, it forces you onto the mortar, and then has you bomb the civilians. And at that point, the game becomes very much like a film. You are just an observer to the situation at hand, which is totally fine. Most of Call of Duty is like that. You are essentially just an observer being railroaded from point to point within the game, observing things and participating, but not in any meaningful way. A few of the later Call of Duties actually do change that a little bit. Well, actually, I think it's just Black Ops 2 that does. And I'm really looking forward to playing that one with you guys, because it is possible to get multiple endings, and I'm going to try for the best ending, but it's possible to fuck it up and not get the best ending. Anyways. Sorry, I'm just trying to put my thoughts back together. In Spec Ops: The Line, because they remove the choice from that kind of aspect of it, that moral choice that you make within the game loses all meaning. Because you're not making a choice, you're just being forced to do it. At that point, it goes from, and I think this is what I said to the person, it goes from being, oh no, what a horrible thing, to, and the difference is if you had been actually had to choose to do it, it's, oh no, I just did a terrible thing. Like, you know, like you did here, you had the choice between burn them alive or shoot them. A quick, merciful death, or a horrible, painful death. Neither one is justified. But personally, I don't care who it is that I'm killing, Nazis, fascists, you know, anybody in a video game, I would always choose the merciful death, because I sure as hell wouldn't want to burn alive. I know it's a video game and whatever, but at the same time, it's a very interesting, another great example of this sort of thing is Megaton in Fallout 3. Very early on, it's one of the first places you should probably end up going to in Fallout 3 is the town of Megaton, and it's built around a dropped atomic bomb that didn't go off. and through a short but not super short quest line, you can essentially be hired by a bunch of I think probably the best way to call it would be aristocratic douchebags, to whether or not you side with them or not, there's still a bunch of aristocratic douchebags. You can detonate the bomb at the center of Megaton, killing everyone in the town and entirely removing it in any quest or location you could possibly want to visit there for the rest of the game. It is a fairly massive decision to make. And there are several steps along the way where the game goes, not necessarily, it doesn't do it overtly, but the game is essentially, are you really sure you want to nuke a town full of people? Because if you tell the guy who asks you to nuke the town to just fuck off, the town stays there, and the place that he's a part of also stays there. I just don't think you can access it, at least not while staying in the good graces of the people who are there. Though there might be another way in, I'm not entirely sure. I would have to double check, and I haven't really played much Fallout 3 since I was in high school. But it's the choice to do that matters. I know I'm giving a lecture on moral choice in video games in the middle of playing Call of Duty World at War, so I do apologize for that. But I do find it to be a very interesting aspect of this game that isn't, of games in general, and that Spec Ops The Line really fucks up, is not having it be a choice, it's just part of the story. And again, I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing. Being forced to do horrible things is just as effective in games as it is in film or a book or any kind of story like that, where you're being shown horrible things and you're going, oh my god, that's a terrible thing. But in Spec Ops, the game also kind of fucks it up by then kind of pointing at the character and going, oh my god, you did a terrible thing. And it's just like, no, you made me do a terrible thing. I didn't do that. And it kind of alienates the message further by kind of pointing the finger at you when you didn't really have the choice. So I'm going to leave that there. I could ramble about that kind of shit for hours given the option to do it. Maybe I'll make that another series. I apologize for that. I hope I remember that this episode has this in it, and I'll hopefully timestamp it. But anyways, back to Berlin.
This way!
I'm gonna guess that the mission's gonna, like, end right here. Ow! Ow! Ow, fuck, ow.
Quickly! Into the metro! This way!
Oh, into the metro! Oh shit! I just followed all the people who started to turn and ran that way. Let me through!
Split up! Double move platforms!
Stay where you are. Give your eyes a moment to adjust to the darkness.
MC-42 on the left platform! Open fire!
Oh shit.
Ready. No, comrades! No!
Reznov, what are you yelling about?
The glass is collapsing! Move! We're going to the firing! I need to get the game over! It's stuck! Hold them back!
Alright, so this is the end of the episode. Thank you all for joining me. And I'll see you after I'm done with the end of this level. Or I'll see you in the next episode, rather. Bleh, I can speak English. Reznov, we are keeping you off. You just gotta work faster, buddy. I know you're Gary Oldman. Oh. Reznov, you're not really working on that door. Alright, thanks for joining me, guys.